Hi everyone and welcome to the vlog. Just before I show you the update on our build, what our builders have been busy with this past week, I recently ran a competition on the community pages of both my channels, and you guys were trying to guess what the small room was going to be inside this new building that we're building here. We had a lot of guesses, a lot of colourful guesses as well, a lot of interesting guesses. In fact, there was over 200 people that tried to guess what it is, and out of those 200 people, one person got it right. I've copied the username and I've now removed the community post. I said in this competition, if you're based in Thailand, I'll give you a Vietnamese pot-bellied pig if you guess it correctly. If you're outside of Thailand, you get a picture of a pig. Not quite as cool, but some of the guesses included a mushroom room. That was one of the main guesses. We also had a kitchen. People thought we were opening a cafe here, which I have said before. Maybe one day we'll use the kitchen as a cafe, so it was a sensible guess, although this is not a cafe. Some people guessed that it would be a shop. Other people guessed that it was a torture chamber, which is interesting. We had one person guess if it was a bunker. Other interesting, colourful guesses, shrine for my dead body on passing, because I had said in a previous vlog that this place would be quite useful for when I'm dead and gone to keep the family kind of going. So I don't know if me watching over the farm, you know, and my dead body being in there would be a good thing or not. These are some of the other guesses just down below here. Thanks for everybody for taking part. Like, we really like blown away by how many people would actually be interested in what this room might be. Long-term followers of the vlogs, even new people to the vlog. So there is a winner. I'll find out when I announce it. If you keep watching this channel, anybody that's guessed, you got to keep watching, and then if I say your name at the end, you're going to get a pot-bellied pig, a Vietnamese pot-bellied pig, or a picture of one. So let's see what the builders have been up to this week.
I found an upside to feeling down when I took a good look around. There's stuff to be learned, body to be turned, it seems. Yes, there is. You got to pay your dues before it's all cookies and cream. Some people want the dinner cooked and served, and somehow that is what they deserve. Narcissism with a runaway self-esteem. But let me tell you, you got to pay your dues before it's all cookies and cream.
And so now the floor is dry, we take delivery of the blocks. We actually have around 1,200 blocks. This is for the two rooms. We just use these standard blocks. There are many people on the channel that suggest, you know, why don't we use like new and innovative building techniques or new and innovative materials. I think that if it would end up probably costing more depending on what we used. But the real issue is not so much the cost, it's the expertise. We kind of do what the builders are used to doing, and they're used to using these blocks, and these are the ones that we have readily available. Maybe in the future, on the other piece of land that we have, where we have a little farmhouse for the Airbnb, we might look at some more, you know, people suggest straw bale houses or clay houses, or using some modern techniques that are actually only available in the States and some in the UK. It's not our bag. Like, we try and keep things as simple as possible, do as the Thai builders do, and use these materials. I can understand all the pros and cons, and certainly I'm not knocking it. I did kind of look into straw bale and that kind of thing, but It's just finding somebody to do that here. When you've got 2 kids and you're living like and a business and you have a crazy life, it would take us longer. And it'd probably end up costing more because we'd have to bring in the expertise. So let's go and take a little look at the foundation. Now it's dried. We did actually ask for more rebar. Originally they put a small amount of rebar in the foundation, and then Damo asked for more, and she asked for the stronger one as well. You can see it's come out very nice. It's all dry now, and obviously all of this is to be tiled, and now they can start work on the walls. Particularly difficult issue is this here. So you see in the corner here, we're going to have to box this in the top of the ceiling. A lot of this metal will be cut out, so a lot of what you can see will be just cut out, all the steel will be cut. But the roof of the kitchen we have to box in, and we'll have to close up in that corner to make sure the rain doesn't come through. Now secondly, Damo and I have discussed this pillar here. This is actually load bearing in that it's holding this wooden pillar. It's holding some of the front of the kitchen up. And this isn't a very heavy roof. It might look it, but it's not. It's not got tiles on it, it's just got a normal like metal roof. So it's not actually very heavy, so it would suit purpose. But we've decided that this now, it has termites. It's strong now, but in 5 years will it be strong? And do we really want to take the risk of it being connected to this building here? We have actually decided to have this cut out and a concrete post be put in its place now to save future problems. And so it's around 6 a.m. in the morning now, and the builders are going to be coming. You can see the floor is done, but what I'm doing is now a basic layout, so you're going to get an idea of what it's going to look like. And for this, I just kind of lay the bricks out here. And the reason I do this rather than just draw it, it is drawn as well, but I get a feel then for the space and where the doors are going to be, where the windows are going to be, where the light's going to come in, how big each space is going to be, and where everything's going to go, and is it going to be the right proportions. When you build things yourself, you're not building to kind of resale. It's not like flipping a home or trying to appeal to everybody. You're just doing it exactly how you want to do it, and that's something that I like. What we've been able to do with the cottage, like the cottage isn't everybody's cup of tea, but it's our cup of tea, and so we were able to do it to the specification that we want, and that's how we're able to do this. So the building actually works around us in terms of its functionality. We don't have to work around the building to make it functional. We can have it exactly how we like it, and that's the benefit of custom building in Thailand. We can't be more than 2 weeks into this build now. It's Damo's brother is here, and I've just been through with him all of the plugs. I think in total there are about 15 plugs, and there is power for the air conditioning, and there is other considerations like the lighting, the light switch and things like that. This here in the ground over here, this little blue pipe, that's so the floor can be cleaned, and that's a water outlet. And then here you have space for the stainless steel sink, as you've seen, which that's an outlet, and we'll also be putting an inlet in there for water in this small room. They're always having a good laugh here, guys. Like, they're always very like jovial and happy. I think I mentioned before that the builder, he stopped for a while because his hands were hurting, but now he the main builder, he's feeling better, he says, and it's no longer a problem. And he was saying before that he's very happy to be building again, because for the time that he stopped, he completely ran out of money, and obviously he couldn't support himself, like he had nothing coming in. So he said he's really happy now. We pay him as they go, like they can advance money if they want, like I don't mind, but now he's got money to do things and to buy food and to live. So he's now happy to be doing it again. And I gotta say, guys, this is one happy guy. That's he really just cracks on with it. He's strong as an ox. They're about to go for their lunch now, so he's happy to be building again. This guy. Again, they charge per column. So you see the columns here. It's like a 2,000 baht they charge per column, and that includes the installation of the steel and the roof. And then they charge per square meter of the walls and the render and the tiling. So we've just been called, guys, to... This is her sister that's come back from Bangkok. This is her husband here. And they've actually come from Chonburi, not Bangkok. And they were just driving in our village, and somebody apparently smashed in the back of them. So let's see the damage. Video. Oh, here. So somebody, just a scrape on the side. Damo just told me, oh, they've crashed. I was like, well, thank God it's not nothing serious, but they have to exchange insurance details. So generally when this stuff happens, there's not much anger, like there's not road rage and things like that. They just kind of deal with it the Thai way. Generally, you know, Thais will... I mean, listen now. When you come to Thailand, there's no beeping of horns. No beep, 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 beep. You might hear a little bit of it in the UK, but if you ever go to places like Nepal or India, or even Indonesia, the horn beeping is so unnecessary and so like polluting. The atmosphere is just like as I remember, that was how Bali was anyway. Was it that, or was it just the traffic jam? I don't know. But generally Thais, they just kind of why each other, sorry, they exchange insurance details. There's no need to get angry. Like if you're ever in an accident in Thailand, somebody bumps into you or somebody has an accident, don't go shouting at them like, hey, how dare you do this, something like that, you know. No point in getting angry, no point in showing aggression here. You just sort it out amicably.
The first thing they say apologize, and then okay, we wait here and call insurance. They have to wait like 1 hour before the insurer come to check the damage. Yeah, like that.
So the insurance company will come now?
Yeah, in 1 hour they say that. In 1 hour. So just now I just brought a ID card for them.
We're just currently talking about the desk, which is going to be custom made from wood locally, and the bed, which is going to be quite unique as well. And it involves the builders building it. And what I really love about these guys is I ask them, you know, can we do this? And they just go, yeah. They don't even say, oh no, we can't do it, or this will be difficult, or we need this or that. This guy, he just goes, yeah, we can do that. And these things that I'm asking him to do, as you're going to see with the design of this room, are not necessarily easy things to do. These are custom built furniture, which some of it takes a little bit of, well, it takes a lot of skill and it could go terribly wrong. But what I love about these guys, and that I will be rewarding as well at the end of this build, is that they just go, yeah, no problem, we can do it. You know, they're really bloody hard-working guys, and I'm proud to be able to give them a bit of work, and I'll be proud to give them a nice big tip at the end, because these are our dreams that these guys are making come true, if you know what I mean. And these guys, although the main builder here has already built his house, you know, and he's not poor or anything like that, but the other helper has not got much. You know, you think about, what about their dreams? Are they building their dreams in their homes? And it just makes you feel kind of grateful. And so you must pay it forward. When somebody's building your dream, you make sure you pay it forward, and so they can build theirs, you know what I mean? And these are our neighbours as well. They're our friends, they're our neighbours, and they're not just like random people. They're our friends and neighbours. We live around them. So, and now Damo's brother here, he's not working anymore. He used to drive a chicken van, but it was terrible pay and working long hours. He never saw his kids. So he's now come back to live permanently on the farm. And so this job is a big job for him, because he does all the electrics and he gets paid for that, and then he gets paid for joining in with the builders. And he's also building a shop for his sister in Germany, Damo's sister, which we can show you later. And that project, he's getting paid for that too. So he's got income coming in where, after leaving his job, where he can support his kids and he can afford to be at home. So that's the story that's going on here. Let's give you a bit of an inside look to the stories of the people here, and just how wonderful they've been through this whole thing, through building the cottage too. There's nothing too much that they can't do. As you know, some builders would say, "Oh, sorry, no, we're not doing furniture. We're here to build. We get our big building money and then we leave." He has other jobs that he can go on to. A lot of people are asking, you know, when you finish this job, can you come and do this job for me? And they generally only take like big projects because they want the big paycheck, you know, the bigger paycheck. They don't take small jobs. But for him to say, yeah, we'll do this furniture for you. So we're really grateful that he'll do that for us.
Seems like just yesterday out in the yard, there on our backs where the sky was so dark, watching the satellites passing like dust in the air. And speaking of planets and distance and time, I reached for your hand and you reached for mine, and I knew then wherever you were, I would want to be there. Your eyes seemed to cast a mysterious spell. I felt the uprising, a furious swell, while the black blinking sky up above us kept counting the days. And there in the darkness we sat drinking wine. Well, I had